This is the episode 9 of Learning FAECO podcast, Writers in Oxford, and today we have the excellent and very talented writer, Dr. April Pierce. I asked April to talk about her thoughts about writing and writers in Oxford, and now we are going to listen to her. I hope you enjoy this episode. It's a different episode. If you are listening to this through our channels like Mixcloud, eBox, Spotify, then you won't be able to watch the videos. But if you are watching this on Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, or other social media accounts at Learning FAECO, then you will be able to see these lovely images. So thank you and hope you enjoy it.
This is April Pierce, and I am speaking to Gabby about poetry in Oxford. It's easy to assume that Oxford University would be a stronghold for poets. After all, the university acts as the official home to both its holy book of linguistic development, the Oxford English Dictionary, and its cornerstone of publishing, the Oxford University Press. As a foreigner, one pictures the dreaming spires as a castle in the sky, protecting the fragile artist against the cruel erosion of time and fleetingness of literary fashions. In 2012, it came as something of a shock to me when I discovered the Oxford University Poetry Society had disappeared from the university. Somewhat reluctantly, I sought out a group of poets who believed in the resurrection of poetry in Oxford. In my journey into the world of Oxford poetry as president of this fledgling society, I discovered a downtrodden, begrudging group of wordsmiths hibernating on the fringes of university life. Their poetic exile, I learned, was not a new state of affairs. Exile, for an Oxford poet, was the historical status quo. One didn't have to reach too far back into the annals of time to find grumpy Oxford poets. Poets have never found comfortable breeding ground at the university, although the university retrospectively tended to readopt many of its own dropouts. To cite just two famous examples, take Shelley and Eliot. Although Percy Bysshe Shelley has a memorial bearing his likeness and name at University College, Oxford, he was actually expelled from college a year after matriculating on account of his atheistic writing. In 1914, T.S. Eliot studied abroad at Merton College as an American, but in his time as a student, he was no fan of the university, or indeed even the city. "Oxford is very pretty, but I don't like to be dead," he wrote. Today, Eliot has an entire lecture theatre named in his honor. For as many famous poets frequented the halls of the university, there are an equal number who felt alone and ostracized therein. Throughout the 2012 to 2013 academic year, I unearthed curious, ethereal pockets of poetic activity. One of the hotspots in my time at the university was the Albion Beatnik, an eccentric and irredeemably uncommercial bookshop in the Jericho neighborhood. Poets, philosophers, and musicians used to gather in the cluttered bookshop for discussions and open mic nights. They wailed about their misfortunes and waxed rhapsodic about their joys. Sadly, the Albion Beatnik bookstore did not withstand the test of time or the outlandish cost of living in a sought-after university zip code. The Catweasel Club on Cowley Road fared better. Poetry nights at the Catweasel were boozy, dimly lit, erotic affairs. Other times we gathered at the hub above Turl Street or in the Oxford Union to protest or present major international talents. After 2 years on the scene, a group of students tried to position themselves at the heart of the university and even went so far as to incorporate a not-for-profit, the Oxford Writers' House. This venture lasted for 4 years before flickering out under funding pressures. I have learned during my aimless wanderings in and out of the university halls and the nooks and crannies of Oxford City that poetry finds its way. Although the Writers' House closed down, the spirit of my time at Oxford remains as a fond memory, and the voices of the student and local poets of Oxford still sometimes echo in my mind, as vividly as Auden or Graves, Larkin or Arnold. Poetry is still alive at Oxford if you know where to look. This is April Pierce, signing off.